What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another fresh epi of Media Madness, another fresh episode for you. Today I'm going to be going over some of the future Star Wars projects, putting them under the microscope and looking into them a little bit further. Whether it's a video game, a TV show, or a movie, I'm going to be diving right into it. So let's jump right in. First on this list, guys, we have The Acolyte. This released June 4th. This is actually now available with its 2-episode premiere, and you can watch that on Disney Plus now. I won't be reviewing episode by episode, but at the end of the season, at the end of the series, I will be giving my review of the overall experience. But based off of the trailers, posters, and just overall press.
But if you can't look and see the Anakin blowing up the Death Star, I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this.
You should just shut up. You should shut up. I love you. You should shut up.
I'm not really impressed. This is not really a good-looking project in my opinion, and not one that I think Star Wars should have tackled considering the state it's in right now with Disney. Now guys, I won't hate on all of Disney's projects with Star Wars because, well, there are a couple I like. I like Rogue One, I like The Force Awakens, and I like The Mandalorian. I think they're well-done shows, and I will even throw Ahsoka into the mix. But to get Disney back on track and, well, Star Wars back on track, I do not feel that The Acolyte is the best step forward. The plot on paper seems like it'd be a good idea, where it surrounds a crime spree involving the murder of Jedi, and it's up to the Order to discover the culprit of these murders and bring them to justice. To throw more on top of that, this takes place before all the main Star Wars films, so you would think this would be a very interesting project. Well, not really. It has a good cast and an overall concept, but I don't feel that this one's gonna stick the landing and really just execute it in general. We'll see where this goes, guys. I'm not gonna go in with hate on my mind. I'm gonna go in completely open-minded, and hey, who knows, we might even be surprised. So guys, The Acolyte is planned for 8 episodes on Disney Plus, so there's plenty of content to keep us fed. Now guys, the next project I want to talk about coming from the Star Wars universe is actually a video game called Star Wars Outlaws. This is set to release on August 30th, 2024, so we're a couple months out from this. But the one thing we do know about this game is that it is being developed by Ubisoft, which does not really have the best track record, and especially recently. The most recent example of a film or popular series is actually Avatar. They did an Avatar game based off of James Cameron's Avatar. Now guys, I actually did play this. I even put about 50 hours into this game. It's open world, it's in first person, and there's plenty to explore in this game. Star Wars Outlaws is very similar in this fashion, where they're claiming that this is going to be open world. Going to be a lot to discover, many quests, and stuff like that. The problem I have with Avatar Frontiers of Pandora is that, well, it's a big world and it's very empty. There's a lot to be seen, but there's not a lot to be experienced. I'm very skeptical of this game, not only for the developer, but also just for the plot itself. It doesn't seem like there's enough there to really keep you wanting to get into it, wanting to come back to the game, and really overall, spend $70 on this. So the game consists of you exploring distinct planets across the galaxy, both iconic and new. You risk it as a new protagonist named Kay Vess, and you're an emerging scoundrel seeking freedom and the means to start a new life. Along with her companion Nyx. Nyx basically looks like an axolotl that's just walking on all fours. So you fight, steal, and outwit your way through the galaxy's crime syndicates as you join the galaxy's most wanted. Now Ubisoft is known for doing their outrageous prices with their pre-orders and games in general. And with this game, of course, they did it again. Now guys, if you're like me, you're good with the base game. It takes a lot to make me want to pay extra, whether that's $10, $20, or another ridiculous amount of money like they have. These are big price jumps. These aren't just small. It goes from $70 to $110. That's a big jump. What it has to offer, in my opinion, is not really worth it. You're offering the season pass, and one of these missions is kind of locked behind that paywall, which is Jabba the Hutt. I find this to be very odd and, well, just greedy. I'm gonna wait for reviews to see how this one goes before I even think about paying that amount of money, because let's face it guys, $70 is not cheap at all. And the weirdest part of it all is we really haven't seen much other than a story trailer and bits and pieces here and there of the developer talking about this game. So really there's not much to go off of here to decide whether this is going to be good or not. We can only just rate this based off of their past releases and experiences we've had with their games. Once again guys, I feel that this will be a game where it's a big open world, it's going to be incredibly beautiful, they're going to have really nice attention to detail with the Star Wars lore and just overall aesthetic, but honestly I feel like it's going to be extremely empty and overall repetitive. We'll see where this one goes, and like I said, this will be released on August 30th this year. So guys, that actually wraps it up for my Star Wars projects. The other films and TV shows are kind of a little further out, and I will talk about those as we get closer to those dates. So for now, let's chew on that information, let it settle, and then come back to it when it's released. Speaking of released, guys, again, I will be reviewing The Acolyte as a whole, as a series, at the end of its 8-episode journey. So guys, if you're not a member of this channel, I'd like to see you become one. Join this family, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and give me a like on the way out, I'd really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless, stay fresh, and peace.